Okay, Coach, historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football, so are they, as the Packers get set to match up with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go. Number 20. 40 got. Check.
A look at Kerryon Johnson, second-year man out of Auburn. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Second and 12 at the 23-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
Tight dog. Omaha, remove.
A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. Blake Martinez, the NFC's leading tackler a year ago, in on the stop.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Back to throw, Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
First down, Lions.
Set. Waiting.
Check me out. Kill.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. A big run there by Johnson. 52 yards. So he nearly took it the distance, gets him down inside the 10 for a first and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now, because is he rewarding himself for a great run, or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
C.J. Anderson with it. Of course, a big part of the Rams' run to the Super Bowl last year. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. C.J. Anderson, his first touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That's fielded in the end zone.
That's it, baby. You got
take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a first and 10 at their own 21. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys and continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well. On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now, because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Check pass.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Two former All-Pros connecting. Rodgers fighting his tight end Graham. Packer first down.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
So we got man.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Shoot! Go to 50. 15.
Throwing again. Rodgers is going to fire one, and that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 44 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11.
Watch number 33.
Hey, orbit.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you would defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You play through the receivers, and on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. Oh, no doubt a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They begin the drive with Johnson. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll come up second and 6 now from the 24. Back to the ground. This time it's Anderson. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
51, Mike 50.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And he finds Danny Amendola. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
Complete to Danny Amendola. It's a gain of 10. And the Lions first down.
Mike! Get away! Get away!
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
59!
first down. Stafford here. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Danny Amendola, that was the intended target, and now it's second down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
A gain of 27 on the play. First down, Lions.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Hey.
Now a give. Running right is Anderson. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 12-yard line.
The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Stafford. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. So they don't get anything out of that completion. I guess when you roll out of the pocket like he did there to the left, if you're going to throw it, you better gain some yardage.
Now, can you just hear the old school coaches right now? You threw it for no yards? They don't want the ball in the air unless something positive is going to happen downfield. In that case, they'd rather have the quarterback try and run it himself. Just take care of the ball. If nothing else, just slide and get down.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. The ball comes out, and the Lions have recovered. And into the end zone, a scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yards.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And this will be a pickup of 4 here, up to their own 20.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
A dime look defensively for the Lions on 3rd. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And a loose football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They give to Johnson going right. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And down to the 19-yard line. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Zadarius Smith able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's Stafford. Space to run past the 20. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll run. Anderson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. C.J. Anderson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Prater on to add the extra point. So he missed his first 2, but this time it's good, and that'll extend the lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. Breaks through the contact. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Coming up at the half, a reminder we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
258, line left.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance, if they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, that puts them in that position.
And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Get a 20!
On first down, it's Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They run. Anderson. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
First down, Lions.
Blue 60! 10!
I got you, son. I got you, son.
Check 22!
On 1st and 10, Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, this is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On the ground, this is Williams. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Defense wins championships, baby.
They run it again with Williams. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
I like the look that they just showed there. When you come out in a passing formation, spread things out a little bit, makes it really hard to cover the middle of the field, doesn't it? Because you got to go out to the perimeter and cover those guys.
Yep, exactly. Got some good blocking, too. Helped him pick up the first. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That one good for 33 and a first. They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Pirine. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Samaje Pirine. His first touchdown on the year. And the Packers get a score closer. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Stand up in.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Stafford. To the right and complete to Galladay. 15 yards on the play. First down.
Keep playing hard.
A gain of 15. And the Lions.
Lady!
They're going to need some therapy after this. Check something.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They go to Johnson again. And some room to work. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big run there by Johnson. 48 yards on the ground. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they come together.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll go again to Jones. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
On third down, here's Jones. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Let's go, boy. Bring it up. At their own 27-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Again, it's Johnson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
A gain of 4 yards. First down, Detroit.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Here we go, here we go.
One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Fighting to stay on his feet past midfield. C.J. Anderson, touchdown, Detroit. C.J. Anderson, 61 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. You talk about the dominating rushing performances that you and I have seen together. This has got to be right up there. His 4th touchdown run of the game and another long one to boot.
And I don't need to ask for a witness because you're right here with me. We are watching this, and we're watching such a performance that it's demoralizing for anyone on defense. You know, it starts out coaches screaming, tackle it, get it. And after that last touchdown, I bet it's pure silence on that side of the ball.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And for a second straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They'll run it here with a fullback, Vitale. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. There he goes left side, and he will score. Touchdown, Lions. Mark that down as a punt return of 78 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there, a punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They'll run it with Williams. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Watch twist. Watch 10.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run with their fullback. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
A good solid game there on 1st down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And sometimes it doesn't matter how big and strong and powerful you are. The defense is going to win an occasional battle, and they did on that one. Stopped him well short of picking up a 1st down.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 11. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Lions, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.